Trade the NBA.com. This is Jonas. Report is for the 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, not a whole lot happened. We just ended up pretty much fading off of the highs a little bit with a little fear. There's just some unknowns, and all the plus side stuff is sort of out of the way. So, yeah, most news isn't going to do you any good unless there was a peace deal, which didn't happen. I think you've got more escalation that causes a little bit more concern, and we'll see how it plays out from that standpoint. From a money standpoint, though, you can still see we're still well above 33 on magenta, yellow, MBI whites increasing a little bit. So some people willing to dip into the short realm just a fraction. But overall, we still sign in red. It hasn't changed from a daily view there. Likewise, from NQ is actually even stronger. So, yeah, keep dreaming. It can change in a heartbeat. We'll see it intraday first, but broadly, what else you can do with your money? Inflation's coming. Obviously, the next play is going to be, once that starts to get recognized, will be a move into gold. But gold's already made a substantial move, so you're going to need to see some numbers explode. And at these prices, yeah, it's just a matter of not that long actually. But there's always a lag, so it's several months. But when it hits, it's going to seem like a surprise for everyone, which I don't know why, because it's clear you literally nearly doubled the price that you were paying, and that has a ripple effect. It's on everything, and it compounds. It's not singular. So yeah, deal with that. Now, of course, Trump says it's going to go down to super low prices. Yeah, right. When the war is complete, or we're not in a war because there's no hostilities. So when something magical happens, this is sort of like the AI unicorn thing. It'll just appear, and we'll be happy about it. A little bit less impressed with the euro. People decided that maybe that isn't going to go so well, as they start to realize that it's not too long now that there are going to be some rationing and stuff taking place, probably in the EU, not too long from now. Gold suffering on the slight decline there. That I think is just going to create an opportunity, because the reality is you're going to see the turnaround. We've got the reset. You didn't get the dip here of orange below green, so you're going to see red DOC continue to rise and move up in a strong way. Hasn't happened yet, so yeah, until it does, gotta wait. And it looks like they're still trading bitcoins for oil. So from that standpoint, interesting one will be, how the Iranians deal with negotiating that as far as sales and that. You would think it would be kind of a net wash, but not if they're not liquidating everything. So it's an interesting one as well. For the 50K, nothing's changed since Friday's sell signal that took place back over here. What was that open value? 72.34. So, yeah, and we're at 14. Not that big a move. Oh, I'm sorry, it was 72.84, and we're at 14. So 70 some points, roughly in that range. Not dramatic in any way, shape, or form. Intraday started out well. We talked about this. We had that previous gap up, traded it down, and then intraday it became just a back and forth actually. And then at a certain point, just all became fade. And once that was done, there really was a hard time getting any real excitement until mid later part. They started to even it out just a bit. Excuse me there. Yeah, and that was pretty lackluster. From a broad standpoint, you can just see we ended up with a lot of just sideways chop. Once I include my ABM resets into that, you won't see much of that change. You'll have to have a new breakout or a configuration that justifies change in momentum. Otherwise, let's just stay the same color, because there's no reason to jump in and around a bunch of trades. That's where the 50K kind of really reflects that cleanly. What are you going to do from this point? What's You can trade the little intraday stuff, absolutely. So that just becomes a preference at that particular point, and that's just a matter of following, what you see from a reading standpoint. But there really wasn't a whole lot of clean move for that. You still had NBI white lead even when you had the magenta. Fine, you had the blue over gray, so that was a good lead on there. And really, from a DOC red and green, it was just pretty much back and forth, and you failed to get the dips below. By the time it even got close there, it was already over. Once you see the cyan to green spread increase, the longer that increase spreads, the further your decline. As it narrows, price will rise. Now, if you don't get a corresponding move, you understand that your time is limited, that orange isn't going to stay below green for very long. And when it flips above, you'd better have a rising red DOC that has made up for it. Otherwise, you've got a problem. And in this particular case, it started to rise, but then started going flat. Couple that with the fact your shakeout's still negative, yeah, you got problems. So, you know, so you get your early impetus warning, that's like, okay, here, my MBI can see the real fast turnarounds and catch early on any, weakness. But if I want to ride that train, you're going to have to see those configurations take place with the DOC, and it just didn't materialize, and you didn't get any steel reset back underneath like you did have back over here during the rise, where cyan was under red the whole time there, and then you're just getting these dips of DOC steel all down below. Every time they dip, that's your little weakness that you can buy for the little pop up. That becomes quite easy to do. I mean, anytime you're dipping below the negative 13.5, that's your weakness point, and as it pops back above, you're going to get your little spike out of it. It's a fun trade. Bored, nothing else to do. Certainly can fill some time, and but that's long and the short of it. So everyone enjoy your Mexican independence. Have a good one. Trade well.